Welcome back to vlog number 14 here at Calgary Roofing and Restoration at the CRR HQ, and we have an awesome week ahead of us. We have roofs going on, we have repairs going on now that we have a full-time repair guy in-house. We have Ronnie site supervising, Damo, Evan, Sid in-house here with the team is growing, guys, and we're so excited. Come along this week and see what we got in store for you. We're in the full swing of it today. We have repairs going on. We're now doing repairs, guys. So any needs you have, please let us know, as well as we have a Monaco red roof going on today that I'm super excited to show you guys. So we're gonna head over there, check out the Monaco red and see what it looks like. Ooh. On each side?
Yeah, each side.
Okay. Hey guys, we are here installing the Monaco red roof. One of my favorites, this with the Atlantic blue. I absolutely love these colors. Let us know what you think in the comments on the Monaco red. It pops, it stands out, it's different from anything else in the neighborhood. But the crew's working hard. We have an absolutely amazing crew on all of our projects. They're ripping this thing through. Got site supervisor on site, making sure everything is done exactly how it needs to be done. But Monaco red, we love being able to show off these different designs, these different colors that you can choose for your own home. So let us know what you think in the comments. We're gonna head over to repair now and keep the train rolling at Calgary Roofing and Restoration. Off the kitchen. Maybe this vent up here is what they were looking at.
What the heck is that?
Mowing the grass, dude.
Cutting the grass, bro.
Tell me this
Yo,
thing has done this
what?
whole yard.
Did you say it does this whole park?
What the heck?
Buddy's yard? This whole thing is Buddy's yard?
I've never seen one of these before.
Well, that made my day. It has done this whole freaking thing.
We're on a slant, he says.
See something new on the job site every day. Can you skim me right up this valley?
Yeah, I bring my ladder around this over here.
And then I think it's that vent. He'll be off a call in a second and verify that.
Vent. Oh, the attic vent?
Yeah, just leaking right by a light in there.
Oh, it turned around and came back.
He'll get run over by. This guy's got
Lawn bot 5,000.
You gotta have a name for it. So we have a call come in for a roof repair. We got a leak going above the kitchen. Very complex roof, steep roof, but we have the man for the job, Mr. Ronnie. So we're gonna get up there, see what we can see, check out the vent, make sure there's no issues, and if there is, get it taken care of for the customer. And then you got the lawn bot over here. It's gonna be chopping toes off while we're cruising around here. This thing's awesome, huh?
Yeah, it's not the greatest pan back there. They have it like going up the back of the stucco about 2 inches.
Yeah.
And then nailed across it. Tried to caulk it. The caulking's all cracked and stuff, but
I wonder
there has to be another pan underneath it. That can't be the OG pan of it.
Yeah.
I think whoever re-roofed it put that other pan on top.
Okay, so we just need to verify for sure what side of that cathedral ceiling that it's on. Because it was repainted, so you couldn't see the exact marks.
Other than that one attic vent, if this is all vaulted right here, then yeah, you're screwed.
But it's more of an attic rain type issue than a
Yeah.
roof repair type issue.
Even on the backside. Like this whole ridge I'm standing on, there's no vents on either side. What happens is the air goes through this zone, shoots up, and supposed to exit the attic vents.
Yeah.
And if either one's blocking, you're not getting any airflow.
Yeah, it's a weird roof line for ventilation.
Vaulted ceilings are just jam-packed insulation, drywall, poly. That's why they noticed it in the pod lights, because that's where it's cut. In the wintertime, it's just like, it's like breathing on a window in the winter. You breathe on it long enough, it ices up. So in the wintertime, the air's inside the attic doing that, circulating, doesn't know where to go, just keeps breathing on it. And chances are in the wintertime, it's just full of icicles. So those vaulted ceilings, that's exactly what it does. That insulation probably gets frozen.
The next cross beam below that is where it's accumulating.
Let's just caulk or silicone around that whole vent and then do the back of the fireplace just because it needs it. And then, because there's no signs of leaks, that's everything's still sealed around that vent very well. Does this guy do this entire space back here?
Yeah.
Just one?
I wouldn't recommend this one. My neighbor's got the Husqvarnas.
Is it the one that's sitting over here in the
Yeah,
field?
yeah.
What do you think is causing the water getting?
Oh, it's just the vaulted ceiling. There's no airflow. So
that's
it's
what.
like a little sauna after a while. It'll take forever to notice it, right?
Accumulating the inside.
Because you got to
so
think
you're
those
kinda-
cathedral ceilings.
Yeah, they're like this. So there's a sheet, there's a thing, and then the insulation's so packed. Each one of those zones are supposed to have airflow.
Because whenever you
So
look
it's
at it,
not.
you think where those rafters run, those trusses run, each section should be ventilated,
So,
but it's not. There's
Yeah.
only one vent up there.
and you probably can't access it from inside to punch a hole, eh?
No, you'd have to do it all from up top.
But you can do ridge vents.
Yeah, if we
that
do a
then-
ridge vent, it opens up the entire
Oh, is that
each
right?
zone to the top. And then
You put 'em
hopefully
on
they
the
left
top or you put 'em on
enough
the
room.
side?
So
Yeah.
ridge vents run along the ridge,
Mhm.
and what you do is basically cut a 3 or 4 inch gap at the top
Yep.
where it comes together, and then you run a vent that runs the whole way. The air literally comes out each side of the entire run of that vent.
4 years old and you love it.
Awesome,
See,
good to see you.
for coming
Yes,
out.
sir. We will be in touch. Thank you. On to run some materials and make sure that the day is finishing up strong. That's a nice property. Very enjoyable. Talking to the homeowner.
And so that's when we look at
On to the
like,
next.
running-
You'd see really quick that like they have a whole bunch of shingles that are falling off.
Yeah.
And basically, I guess they had their shingles done a few years prior to when like we took them on managing them.
Yep.
And it seems like the shingles were not mounted on correctly.
Okay.
So what they're looking for is to replace the shingles throughout the complex.
Okay. So all buildings on that.
It's a big complex, but it's not. It's all townhomes.
Okay.
So they're all in like little blocks of like 5 or 6 units a block kind of thing. There's 179 units total.
Definitely. On pitches that steep, sometimes those shingles they don't connect down to the decking very well, whereas like that second tier shingle has a Kevlar strip that you nail into, which then doesn't allow that shingle to slide and rip. So those shingles are coming off pretty easy, and it wasn't done too long ago. I'm assuming they just didn't use a very good grade material, because they shouldn't be coming off.
But yeah, so trying to reach out and see if we can get some pricing on this and see what the damage is going to be here.
Sounds good. So basically just the asphalt shingles all the way around the entire complex.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Hey Sid. Hello there.
Hey, I guess we're not going to bring him the printed copies. So his wife got home and now they're going to print it together. So
Awesome.
yeah, easy peasy.
That big complex, they just want the asphalt shingles done. So that works well for us.
Oh, the big, like the 79 units or whatever it is.
That's it. 179.
Ooh. Ooh.
We're going to have to put some hours into an estimate this week, because it is not going to be a
there when I get back.
get a roof snap and be able to quote it easily. So there's flat sections of it, TPO, the white flat roof material, as well as basically straight up and down asphalt shingle sections. So just it's going to be a quote that is going to take a lot of time and effort, but we're always happy to put that time and effort in. So we'll keep the vlog updated on where it goes from here. First one that would be 179 units. Yeah, that's a lot of buildings. So, but
Your support helps
we're
us
happy
continue
to help out
bring you top
and get beyond great service to any
The
customer
website
that
link
calls
is in the
big or
description.
small. That's the
Thank you for
difference for us, big or small. Even if it's just a garage or a 179 unit complex, we're gonna give the same service level. So
Calgary homeowners, it's good to see you. It's Damian, your second favorite roofer again. We're actually here in Airdrie, and we're looking at a house that is somewhere between the 18 to 20-year-old roof. Has a leak. The leak is going through the garage. We actually think it's probably more masonry and around some of the flashing area, but we're going to hop up there and just sort of check some of the wear and tear on the roof and give some feedback. So come along. So when I first sort of come up the ladder and sort of try and get a picture of what's going on the roof, I always try to kind of look for the drip edge. So just kind of lifting that first starter shingle and seeing it, and be amazed that even on a 20-year-old home, it doesn't have drip edge. So drip edge obviously is the first line of defense against the ice damming that can occur in Calgary, particularly where ice builds up in the gutters. That freeze-thaw process has a chance to actually push the water against the physics and just hold a lot of moisture here. So if you imagine the decking sheets are exposed at the bottom here. So to have that drip edge as your first kind of line of defense, it also helps the water just kind of run into the eaves troughs themselves. That's the first thing we check, as well as just give an idea now of just how does the grit and the aggregate feel on these shingles, see if we can get an idea of life. Then of course, as I pop my head over the top, we can see a significant amount of granular loss. It's not unusual year by year, but what you do find is that sort of houses where roofs are 14, 15, 16 years of age, they start to get a lot more granular loss. Obviously that hurts not only the guttering, doing its system, but also gives you a good idea of just how old this roof is, how much fragility is coming from the sun damage perhaps, and just how much sort of, shall we say, water shedding ability is left on this roof. Okay, well, apart from taking a general feel about what it is we're looking at, you kind of looking for, again, you've heard me say before, that fiberglass exposure over time and age where the sun's doing its damage. As you can see by the sort of ridge and hip caps, the hip caps here particularly, they're starting to crack on the corners, which again isn't unusual for its age, but it just bakes under the sun. So one of the things I like to do is just find where west and south and southwest slopes are facing and go and check them out. Obviously with the sun going from east to west, all of this is under the sun for large parts of the day. So you can start to see where the hard work of the sun is being done and the aggregate is starting to come off. You can see some of the touch-up that's been on there, some of the hail blister damage. You can start to see where some of the bruises previously, some large blister chunks coming out of here. I was out in a house in Okotoks actually, and they were kind of hunting for it. And then I just went over to the window ledge, and then one piece was just out a little bit more, and you could just see how the flood in their bonus room had happened. So directly happening right here in the middle. Right there, yeah. Yeah. And again, there's a nice slope to here. It's not the steepest, but there's a nice pitch. So shouldn't have any issues per se. Obviously the flashing's doing a pretty decent job there too. So I think your deductions are probably right. You sometimes find in these little spots that there can be some dead areas where water could sit, particularly when you have what we had the other day, you know, where you've got the wind coming in horizontally, taking that water and actually pushing it up against rather than it just being a downward precipitation. It'll find a way, because when it's torrential like that and it's persistent and it's not just down, yeah, we'll find a way. But so there's a little bit of unflashed area underneath some of the masonry where it meets, where it could just sit. This is an interesting one, and some of you will find yourselves in this situation where you're getting very, very close to a roof that might need replacing. So in my experience, you're getting around that 20-year mark and the sun is doing its damage, and you start to see, particularly on that west and southwest facing slopes, as I've mentioned before, that really the aggregate's starting to come off. It's starting to lose its water shedding ability. And here we have a homeowner at 19 years, so very, very close. It's interesting to see that hail damage that we all kind of reviewed and looked at the front, which is where the sun is tracking over the top. And you can still see some of that sort of degradation from the sun, but also, probably more importantly for that front section, the hail, the blisters, the bruises. The rest of the field shingles in general on the roof are sitting down nicely. So could it last another season? Yep, it probably could. Could it last 2 seasons? Maybe. But you're right on that cusp of whether you want to be proactive and sort of invest in the next 20 years, or whether you want to kind of live on the edge and then hope that nothing sort of detrimental happens as those shingles get more and more fragile and the wind can do its damage. Okay, so we just presented the findings, as we said, right at that cusp, 19 years age roof, some hail damage clearly, the sun damage particularly on the west side, probably could last another season or two, but the customer wants to be particularly proactive. So what we're going to do now is our normal process and what you can expect from Calgary Roofing and Restoration when you want us to come out and give you an idea of the life of your roof and give you a quote. So I'm going to take a series of pictures because not only is my job to put together a quote for the customer, but also to prep the production team, tell them sections and areas that we want protected. So one of the things is you can see this beautiful garage door in front of me. We're going to take, we've got these catch-all systems, these canopies that we run up to the eaves troughs. We've got 6 of them and we put them around the house. It's my job to make sure the production team aren't walking into this blind and they get an idea of how we're going to best protect this house as we take all the shingles from obviously all the different tiers of roofing. As you can imagine, 99.9% of these shingles are going to come off the front. There'll be a bin tarped area here at the front, and those catch-all systems will really protect the house just in case any of the nails come ricocheting or bouncing back. So that's my job right now. GST, one of the things that we think is really important to be transparent at with Calgary Roofing and Restoration is just showing a subtotal for the project itself, the GST, and then the final total. Calgary and surrounding areas, here we are again, next stop in Airdrie, house number 2 of 3. So we're just going to chat to the customer, see if we can connect the dots between the notes that Sydney obviously took from the first call, see what we're dealing with here, and then, yeah, come and join us. We'll have a walk around and see what we can solve. Okay, so similar story here to many that we face. We have a 23-year-old roof. This is the original roof on this building. It's a 1-story home, garage as well, same kind of challenges, same age. A bit of the wind from a couple of weeks ago has been taking some of these slightly aged, sun-baked shingles off. So being very proactive, which is wonderful to hear, and hopefully we can help them with 2 new roofs. So let's go and check out a little bit more. So as you can see by the footage, it's the sun's done its work, right? It's, as I've said many times, you're roughly 20 years. And then you're on slightly borrowed time, and you can start to see it do 2 things. One, it'll curl away, and then on the edges, sometimes it curls towards the gutter. But what you're doing at that point is you've got a very fragile, vulnerable set of shingles. Now here we are in North Airdrie, which fortunately, unlike parts of Calgary, doesn't quite get the hail on the same scale, but it does have hail. So you can see some of the blistering damage that's gone on, certainly see the wind damage. You saw the vulnerable aspect of the valley on the front of the house and just how that had peeled off and in the wind and blown off. So they're fortunate not to have any leaks, which is great news, but I'm glad they're being proactive and looking at both of these roofs being replaced. Thanks again for joining us. It was great to get on both roofs and show some evidence to the customers, just some of the challenges they're now facing as they hit that kind of 20+ age of a roof. We're able to transparently go through every line item as far as how we'll build it out with the materials in their quote. It's always wonderful to hear that they're pleasantly surprised by how affordable it was, and because you can generally then look at the good, better, and best options. I'm a big believer in that Dynasty Nordic option with IKO because you've got the Kevlar armor strip in the back of it, and I think that the customer was particularly intrigued by that, particularly with the wind that we have here in Airdrie. So yeah, great to give them options, great to provide some evidence, and we'll see. Thanks for joining us.
That wraps up another week at Calgary Roofing and Restoration. Thanks for stopping by for the vlog. Check out next week. Also, we have tons of educational content coming out, long form, short form, so be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to that channel, hit that bell so you know when we're dropping a new video. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think, but thanks for stopping by another week at Calgary Roofing and Restoration.